Everyone an opportunity to join this live video today. My name is Ronnie Brown and I'm a full-time mom, entrepreneur, speaker, and author. And today's topic is you have the option to change your life. I'll be sharing 3 ways that led me to my journey to freedom overall. So once again, guys, welcome. If you're just tuning in, I want you to go ahead and put your name in the chat and where you're tuning in from. Also, let's start sharing this video. There may be someone out here who needs this, so if you are watching, let's get some screenshots going. Let's start sharing and let's start inviting someone. Once again, my name is Ronnie Brown. You can find out more about me at ronnieb.com. Once again, that's ronnieb.com. I want to thank my husband who's here with me. He's behind that camera over there and he's helping me make this happen today. So guys, where are you from? Where are you tuning in from? I want to know who you are. Also, put your name down in the chat so I can say hello to you, especially all my people over on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram and we're just connected on Facebook, I want you guys to go on over to my Instagram page and click follow. My Instagram is Miss Ronne, MSRONNE. And if you are not following me on Facebook, I want you to flip over and do the same thing. If you're on my Instagram, you can click the link in my bio on Instagram so you can make sure that you are following me and we are connected on Facebook as well. And I'm so pumped about today. I actually made a list so I can kind of go over it with you guys so you can kind of hear some of the things that I did to get me to a place where I was free and I was enjoying my life, and some of the things that I had to change to do that, which is where many of you are. Many of you all who follow me, you're entrepreneurs, you're business owners. Some of you are working full-time and running your business part-time, so congratulations on that. Entrepreneurship is a journey, so it's not something that kind of happens overnight. I never tell people to like quit their jobs and just, you know, follow their business dream like immediately. I always tell people that it's a process and things just don't happen overnight. So let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm gonna give everyone one more minute to tune in because we have a lot of people logging on right now. We have about 200 and something people on Facebook right now. So I'll give everyone a second to come on and get on. I don't know where you guys are, but if it's snowing where you are, because it's snowing where we are, I want to say be safe and be very careful out there if you're driving, because it is a mess right now. I do not play around with the snow. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. One of the first things, and today, remember guys, I'm sharing 3. So get your pen and your pads out because I'm giving 3 things that I did to get myself in a place where I experienced freedom. So get your pen and pads out, and also we got to do an agreement. If you are on my Instagram, I want you to come back and tell me some things that you learned from this today or how it helps you, because feedback is very important and I love to know what you guys think. Same thing for Facebook. Let's get it going. So the first thing I did was I did doubt recovery. One of the biggest things that I struggled with when I initially became an entrepreneur is overthinking. How many of you all experience that? You overthink everything, and what happens is overthinking too much, it puts you in a place where you never get started. Why? Because you're constantly questioning yourself. You're always wondering what you can do to, you know, be better. You're always wondering, is it good enough? You have all these freaking thoughts going through your mind and you're stuck. You're always stuck. And you spend so much time thinking that you never take action, and you look up and it's 2 years later and you still have this vision, you still have this plan, and you've never taken action because you're still thinking about it 5 years later and you've never done anything to get started. Also, a lot of you guys spend too much time trying to make things perfect. I hate to break the news to you, but nothing will ever be perfect. You will literally have to learn along the way. Learning along the way has taught me so much. I understand that it will never be perfect. I understand that I will only learn from trial and error, and I have to try things. I have to experience different things to find out what truly is going to work for me, what my audience wants, what is going to be interesting, what's going to be fun. So I have to learn, and I had to learn that nothing is going to be perfect. So if you're waiting for the perfect time to start your business, if you're waiting for the perfect way to do it, if you don't want to launch it until it's perfect, then I hate to break the news to you, but you'll never get started. Another thing that kind of held me back in the beginning was the fear of failure. And this was a part of my doubt recovery process as well. Many of you all struggle so hard with the fear of failure that you won't even start anything. And the reason why you're not starting is not because you're not able to do it, not because, hey, you don't have the money or any of those things. Many of you are just not getting started in your business because you are afraid of failing. I did not know that failure can just hold people to a point where they never do anything because they're so afraid of failing. And I just want to stress to each and every one of you guys today, it is absolutely nothing wrong with failing. Can I just say that I learned everything that I know today. I learned every single thing that I learned today, guys. I learned it all through failure. So I'm not ashamed of my failures. Yes, I failed at so much crap in my life, but it made me stronger. It taught me so much. I figured out different ways to do it. So who cares? Failure does not exist. I call it wisdom. I call it knowledge. I call it experience. So start failing. I tell people all the time, fail more. Fail more. The more you fail, the more wiser you become, and you become so much more knowledgeable, and you can really lead, guide, and teach other people through your failures, because they say, hey, a smart man learns from the failures of others, and a stupid person I hate to say stupid, but a stupid person learns from his own. So hey, I want to meet some of you guys who have failed in the area that I am going into, because you could probably teach me some things. I don't want to learn from my own failures. I want to learn from other people's failures. So get the wisdom, use it, and run with it. All right. The second thing that led me into failure was solutions that serve. This was so important for me in my business and what I was doing. Why was this important? Because I had to find something that I could do that could solve a problem for other people, which is why I got into the direct sales industry, why I added that to my existing brand, and why it made so much sense for me. Why? Because I wanted to be in a position where I could serve. Sorry guys, my phone is ringing. I wanted to be in a position where I could serve other people, where I could help them, and I could teach them at the same time. Servership is so important. I feel like if I'm not helping people, I will not be fulfilled in what I'm doing. So helping people was a big deal in my business, and that's why I feel like my business is thriving in the Millionaires Academy, and why it's thriving in the direct sales industry, because when you serve and you solve problems for people, that changes your life. So find something that you're passionate about, where you can serve people and you can find solutions to their issues. All right. Last but not least, guys, I had to do a mindset renewal. A mindset renewal was so important for me when I became an entrepreneur. Why? Because when I started, let me just be honest, I was fearful. I was in a job that I didn't know if I could ever get out of, or I would ever be able to transition out of. I was very afraid. I used to call my husband and I used to say, babe, can I quit this job? I freaking hate it. I don't want to be in this place. Like, it drives me crazy. I'm sitting in the parking lot for additional 10 to 15 minutes before it was time to go in. My managers were literally like clocking me when I would walk into my office. If I was 3 minutes late, they would have something to say. If I was 5 minutes late, they would have something to say. If I was 2 minutes late, they were on my tail. And quite frankly, I was like, man, I'm not living this type of life no more. I'm not doing this. I don't want someone timing how long I eat my lunch. You're not going to tell me I only have 30 minutes to shove a sandwich down my throat, and I can't do this for 30 to 40 more years. So what I did was I shifted my mindset. I asked myself, why am I so comfortable here working for someone else? Why do I not have the confidence in myself to pay myself, to believe that I can provide for myself. What am I lacking? Why am I so comfortable getting up every day, building someone else's business, building someone else's empire, and I don't have that same confidence in providing for me? What is going on with me? And then my biggest thing was, will I be a salesperson my entire life? But after realizing, and the light bulb going off for me, guys, you're a salesperson regardless. Let me break this news down. Let me break it down to you guys. You are a salesperson regardless. Even if you're not selling, you're going to a job or a corporation or a company that is selling something. They're offering a service, they're offering a product, and you are working in some shape, form, or fashion to deliver that sale. Well, it doesn't matter if you're filing paperwork. It doesn't matter, if you're the receptionist. It doesn't matter if you're a legal assistant. It doesn't matter what you do. I hate to break the news to you guys, but you are assisting in delivering a sale in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't care if you're a government employee, whatever you're doing, whoever you're working for, they're selling a service or a product in some way. Let's just be honest. So I had to shift my mentality and ask myself, Ronnie, why are you not betting on yourself? Why are you afraid to bet on you? And so many of you all are watching this video and you're afraid too. You're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have the confidence in myself. So I had to shift my mindset. I also had to sacrifice a little bit. And a lot of people are not willing to make those sacrifices that are needed to be successful. So while I was building my business, you know what? There were some things that I couldn't do. There were some things that I couldn't buy. There were some people that I couldn't hang out with. I had to push back from some friends. I had to get around some people who were, happy with living mediocre lives. I had to start saving. I couldn't go buy the fancy stuff that I wanted to buy. I had to live in, a basic home before I could have transitioned into my dream home, and I had to sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to go through the sacrificing stage and they want to jump right into, the destination, and it doesn't work like that. And until you realize that you have to sacrifice a little bit, you will never transition. You will never transition because you will think that you will automatically arrive. And I'm sorry, but in entrepreneurship, it just does not work that way. You have to go through that stage in your life where you're going to have to sacrifice, guys. So let's get to sharing this video. Someone needs this. When I also say that I had to renew my mind, I had to get in my car and learn to turn off the radio. How many of you guys who are watching this, you spend so much time on the radio versus putting some positive things in your mind? I had to get Audible on my phone. I had to start reading some books. I had to start listening to some motivational things because, yes, guys, I listen to a little trap music. I love a little trap. I love a little Meek Mills. I love a little tunes to get me going. When I'm working out, when I'm getting pumped, when I'm going to the meeting, I am that person that turns on my rap music and I got to get it going. I got to feel like I can take over the world. But at the same time, I had to start feeding myself some positivity, meaning all of the answers are in books. They're not on social media. They're not on Instagram. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Snapchat. So I had to go where the wise people go. Guys, Warren Buffett says that every day he reads 6 hours before he starts his day. 6 hours. A lot of us spend 6 hours on social media. Social media alone, 6 hours. Warren Buffett sits down and he reads for 6 hours before he starts his day. And what is he reading? He's getting the knowledge, he's getting the information, but he also studies the stats of companies, successful companies over the last few decades and what they did and how they became, great. So I want to encourage you guys to study the greats, not the people on Instagram. I'm talking about the Fortune 500 company owners, the people who have maintained success, the people who have generated wealth. These are the thought renewal things that I had to do. I had to renew my mind. So get out of the fear, guys. Start feeding yourself some positivity. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning yourself. And the biggest thing I had to do was I had to look around me and see who I was spending my time with. I had to get a better network of people. I was going to seminars that cost, $10 and $20 for me to attend. Guys, I couldn't find people that had my answers at that type of place. I had to invest in myself and invest in quality seminars where it was thousands of dollars to attend so I can get around people who were willing to invest thousands of dollars into themselves. I didn't want to go to, places where, you know, people were sharing their stories. I'm so tired of motivation, inspiration, and all that stuff. You know, I wanted to go to places where they were offering me income producing activities, where I was sitting in front of Fortune 500 CEOs that had built businesses up, and they were booming. I wanted to get information. So right now, guys, if you are looking to find that freedom in your life, you need to seek wisdom. Wisdom is the answer to it all. So get around the wise, get around the people who are where you want to be, and get around the people who are going where you want to go. But most importantly, look at the people who are around you right now. All of my friends are full-time entrepreneurs. Look at the people who are around you. Are they inspiring you? Many of you all are stuck because those people are already planting, you know, fear into your mind. So they're already telling you, you know, it's not going to happen. Oh my God, that won't work for you. You know, that's a scam. All those type of things. I don't care what industry you're in. People are saying, oh, you don't think it's too late for that? Some of you all want to open a boutique. Some of you all want to do hair. Some of you all want to, you know, be a chef. I don't know. We all have dreams. I have so many entrepreneurs that follow me. But you already have people around you that want you to be mediocre like them. So what happens is they really fear your elevation. So they fear you really doing this, it really taking off, and maybe you just might bypass them. So it's in their best interest to keep you exactly where you are, so they discourage you. They tell you, hey, you know, I don't think that's going to work. I would stick to working that job every day. Or are you serious? You want to leave your good government job to pursue this dream? I had a lot of people tell me that. When I was transitioning into the direct sales industry and I decided to add that to my existing brand, people were like, what are you thinking? You know, that's going to be a scam. It'll never work. You know, 2 years later, I turn around and I'm a 7-figure earner, okay? And 4 years later, I look back, my entire life has changed. My husband's a full-time entrepreneur. So am I. We're living our dream life. We're changing lives and helping people all over the world. But what did that require? What did that require? That required me to allow other people to get out of my head, right? The ship doesn't sink unless the water gets in. So I had to make sure that I wasn't allowing other people's fear to get into my mind. Because if I would have listened to those people, guys, I would still be in a cubicle right now. I wouldn't be a 7-figure earner. I would not work for myself full time. I would not have multiple streams of income coming into our home. I would not be doing any of the things that I'm doing right now. I would be in a cube. I would be living check to check. I would be, you know, going to local water parks because I couldn't afford to take my kids on vacation. All of the things that I was struggling with, you know. So I want to just challenge each and every one of you all today to do something that can position you to experience that freedom in your life. You have everything you need already within you to be successful. And you have the choice to change your life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. These are 3 steps that led me to the freedom that I'm now experiencing in my life. And I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. You can also find out more about me at RonneB.com. And if you're interested in joining me in learning how I leverage direct sales and I introduce people to an opportunity that has changed your life and could change your life, you can do so by going to jointhemillionairesacademy.com. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a safe weekend. Bye.